are in a Mercury retrograde window. Mercury retrograde begins on May 10th. I have a class that I'm offering for those of you who are feeling this energy very intensely. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to everyone who is a mother as well, or everyone who's just created, because mothering just simply means to be a creative portal from the invisible to the seen. We do all sorts of things in our culture with it, which, serve us or not, but it is what it is. But my point is that my energy is, kind of all over the place. Mercury is conjunct my moon right now. I have the moon in Gemini, and it's at 4 degrees, and my moon is at 1 degree, but it's getting ready to retrograde. So it passed my moon, and now it's about to come back over my moon, and then it's going to go do it again, right? So many of us who have strong Gemini placements, especially at the first in the first quarter of Gemini, are going to be really impacted by this retrograde, and we're in an eclipse window. So I'm feeling a little bit. Thank you very much. Thank you, Devin. Thank you. I'm feeling a little bit. Happy Mother's Day to you too, Devin. I'm feeling a little bit. I'm feeling emotional. Like I was telling you guys, I don't love Mother's Day because I've never loved it. It was always an interesting thing as when I was a child because my mother wasn't present. So whenever Mother's Day was going on, I was always like confused. Like my mother wasn't there and I didn't honor all that sort of stuff. So those things kind of still show up for me. But within that, we're in an eclipse window, we're in a Mercury retrograde window, and there is a lot of intense energy happening for many of us. And I am feeling scattered. I just feel scattered. I do. I feel scattered. And the only thing that I really can do well right now is be with clients. Like I'm having a hard time being with my own energy, but I can be present with other people's energy and supporting them. And it's not always that easy to find support for myself. That's not true. That's not true because I have friends who are extraordinarily supportive. Um, it's not always easy for me to take it in when I have all these new energies coming in. So I start feeling trapped. I start feeling like I want to break out of here, and I'm feeling that right now. I'm feeling, um, yes, everything is rising to the top. That's true. How do you say that? Blue China, Bluca China. So that's what's present. That's what's going on with me right now. And so yesterday I bought a ticket to go see Doctor Strange and didn't leave the house. Like literally didn't. I bought the ticket and didn't go. So I'm gonna try to go today and see if they'll let me refund the ticket and replace it with so I can see it today. So the sun rules the day, and the sun is in Taurus. And the thing about this Taurus energy is that you guys want to say hello to the kitty girl. Look at to the kitty girl. Oh, look at her. Say hello, I said. Say hi. Say hello to the sweeties. My kitty cats are so hilarious. Um, she said that's beautiful that you can find balance in it. Yeah, it is because I'm a Virgo. Black okay, yes. The Virgo, like if I can be of service, then I can I can come back to myself. But it's the service part. Stop it. It's the service part that I need in order to be able to align. Okay, so let's try and do this. The 18th degree is the degree of focus, and the sun is in Taurus. The sun is our ego, not in the negative way, not like, the sun is the part of us that separates us from others, that makes us unique, and our uniqueness is necessary. Stop it! Stop it! Our uniqueness is necessary. Our uniqueness differentiates us from everyone else so that we can bring what it is inside of us into the external reality. So you being able to differentiate yourself is key to your gifts and your potential and your power. But also knowing that it serves the collective, like you being true to yourself is necessary, but it's not necessary for you to separate yourself. It's necessary for you to understand the ingredient that you bring, right? So those of us who cook, right? I'm not a cook. I do not. I mean, I cook to eat, but I'm not somebody that really is. I'm not a foodie at all. I am not a foodie. But what we understand in the experience of food and alchemizing of food is that every ingredient makes the dish be what it needs to be. You know, macaroni and cheese is not macaroni and cheese without the cheese or the macaroni noodles or the cream. Every part of it has to come together in order for it to be the thing that we love so much. And so today is a day because Taurus is about your senses, your value. It really is. And this thing makes me want to cry so much because it's so important for us to understand and value our unique way of being. And I have seen in my own life the times when I just couldn't see my own value. I couldn't see what I added to the whole. And some of us have internal gifts that add to the whole. Like some, maybe one person in the group is, maybe one person in the group, is the leader, but the people that pray for the leader are as significant as the leader. The people who, are setting up the environment are as significant as the environment itself and the leader. Like you got to understand that everything serves. So it's very important that you understand your role and that you're able to focus on what you are here to do that no one else can do, because if you don't do it, it won't get done. It's such a big deal to understand and to not lesser yourself. I don't know if lesser yourself is the right word, but you know what I'm saying. Do not diminish yourself. Do not diminish, right? If your role is to be in the audience, that is necessary, because if no one's in the audience, it doesn't matter if you have someone bringing something or not, right? Like it's very important that we understand our uniqueness. And that's why I always say, learn your natal chart, learn your astrology so that you can understand what you are here to do and to be. I know for me personally, I know that I'm a messenger. I know that because I've studied my chart. I understand how it works. I know that I'm a messenger and a servant. That's why I'm here doing this stuff, because that is my function. What is your function? How do you function? Do you value it? Are you nurturing it? Are you cultivating it? Are you strengthening it? Are you in the power of what you and only you can do? Thank you very much. So it's important that we get clear about these things, because the culture will tell us this is valuable and this is not valuable. This works and this does not work, right? Look at what the culture tells us about what it means to be a woman. The culture will say that if you're a woman, you don't have dominion over yourself. You don't have dominion over your body. But if you don't study and understand and make yourself worthy, you will believe, you will take on the narratives of the culture. So as a woman, you have to study and understand the true value of your frequency and your energy. And it's unique. It's not like every other woman's energy, right? You have to understand your energy as a mother. If you're a mother, understand what that functions like, because the culture will tell you that if you're a mother, you're supposed to sacrifice yourself and make everybody more important to you, more important than you, and put yourself last. That is not true for that might be true for some mothers, but that's not true for all mothers, right? So you have to study and understand how your energy focuses itself and how your energy thrives and how your energy becomes what it needs to be in order for you to live in alignment with your purpose, to live in alignment with your mission. The moon today is in Leo, and the moon in Leo is our inner child. She said, "Today I'm a mother in recovery." I'm always a mother in recovery. It is so, like motherhood. I find motherhood to be in this country. I find it to be really debilitating, and I find it to be debilitating because mm, the experience of mothers in black bodies is so challenging and traumatizing in this country, especially if we're mothering sons. And people never talk about the dark side of motherhood. You know, the fear associated with it, the the narratives that you're supposed to sacrifice yourself, the um, you know, in communities where mothers are really honored, people mother together. Mothering is not an isolated experience in thriving cultures. It is a collective experience. And in our culture, we mother alone. I remember when I was a child growing up, I was raised by my grandmother, and I've talked a lot about that. But one of the things that was really unique in my experience was that I was a community child. Like I was taken care of by everyone. I remember when my grandmother would have to go to work in the summertime and I was off school, she would just send me across the street to the neighbor, and my grandmother never gave the neighbor any money for me. The neighbor took care of me all day, all summer, and all of the kids. We all hung out at one person's house and we played and she fed us. And I don't recall my grandmother ever giving her any money. And maybe she did, but it was, you know, it was for food or something like that. And we just, motherhood has become a very dark experience in this country because the narratives in this country attempt to isolate us and drain us, and it doesn't allow us to do the magic of what it means to be a mother. You know, mothering is mostly a subconscious responsibility. That it's mostly subconscious, honestly, meaning that what we think and feel about our children is how they are going to experience the world, right? It has been scientifically proven when they have done research on the brains of women who die from Alzheimer's and things like that, that on the brains of these women are the cells of their sons. So the brain is a signal. It sends out signals. That's what the brain does. It's communicating with the electromagnetic field, your thoughts, your frequency, and if your children's cells are on your brain, then you are sending signals to your children constantly according to your beliefs and feelings and thoughts about them. Now, so that means that mothering is mostly subconscious. It's not happening in your conscious awareness. But what is happening and penetrating your children is your worry, your fear, your concern, your because that's what's going on in most of the brains of mothers. We're worried, are we going to get enough? Because we don't live in a culture that honors the frequency of motherhood and womanhood and how we care for one another. So we are mostly at stake, honestly. Like, and one of the things that I really took on from, you said I knew this intuitively, but I didn't know. But yes, it is biological. Everything that we feel intuitively is connected to us some way biologically. And one of the things that I really learned from this experience with the gentleman who just made his transition is how potent, and not only just this person who made his transition, my father. I have been surrounded by men who I will, you know, I can use the word hate. I don't mean hate, but who are at odds with women, who are enraged and angry with women. Why? Because they feel our own subconscious hatred. They can feel the energy coming off of us that we are at odds with ourselves. And why are we at odds with ourselves? Because we don't have the support, because motherhood is overwhelming, because we're not in a community, because we are not tied together in a way. We don't understand the spiritual power within motherhood. We're not doing the work in sacred community where we are actually praying for our children, where we are actually envisioning our children thriving, happy, loved. We're not doing that. Instead, what we're doing is we're sending out frequencies of worry. And this is what I'm talking about. You got to know your role. You got to know how to you have to know your frequency and what you're capable of in every area of your life, and how to best work with it and how it best functions. And when you don't know that, you function on the negative end of it. When you don't understand how it works, it's still working. Just because you don't understand how it works doesn't mean it stops working. It just means that you're functioning in the negative end of it. And so, today, while the sun is in Taurus and it's at the 18th degree, focus, right? The greatest thing you can do to offer the world or your children or your friends is to understand your own value. That's it. You want to really embody your value, how you feel about yourself, your worth, your significance, your power, your gifts, your magic. And as a woman, right, for those of us, and let me say, every woman is not dominated by feminine energy. That's not true, because we all have negative, and we have negative. We have masculine and we have feminine. The feminine is the negative. We need a negative charge and a positive charge. The negative charge is the feminine. The positive charge is the masculine. We need a negative and a positive charge to create momentum. And so, like for me, for instance, I am a woman. I have Virgo as a feminine energy, and I have a Virgo sun, so I'm feminine. It just means I'm internal. Pisces, I'm a Pisces rising, that is a feminine energy. So I already have two of my major placements are feminine, more internal. But my moon is Gemini, but the moon is feminine. So my moon is in a masculine energy, but it's feminine. So most of my energy is internal. Most of my power is internal, which means it's subconscious, which means that I don't have to take a lot of actions to get things done. But there are women who have majority masculine energy. Like, say, if you're a woman who has Leo and Aquarius and Aries, then your energy is mostly external. And so because we don't understand this stuff and how it works and how it comes together, we're all like, because you can feel it, but you can't get it to occur the way you want it to happen, because you're not understanding the dynamics of your own configurations of energies. And this is an energetic universe. It's all energy. And so if we don't understand our energy, then they come and usurp it and give us these narratives. And then we are at the effect of the narratives because we don't understand what we're working with. So today is a great day to ask. You have to understand what questions to ask. So I want to encourage you guys to register for the Gemini, the Mercury in retrograde class. It's a powerful class because I'm going to be teaching how to understand your energy, how to learn to ask the right questions, how to learn to talk to yourself based upon the configurations of your energy. How are you speaking to yourself? Because the universe is listening. The doubt, the fear, the universe is listening and has to respond in kind. It can only ever respond in kind. Exactly. It is important for you to know your own energies and not get locked up in other energies. That is absolutely true. And one of the things that because my energy is primarily feminine, and the feminine is submissive, meaning that it is it's underneath, it's in the dark. Submissive is not a bad word. Submissive is just a function of energy, right? And submissive and because of that, I tend to attract people who have a lot of external power, who unconsciously want me to give them my energy, and I have had to learn to connect myself to people who are doing what I want to do externally, because people who have a lot of external power, they need they need helpers. And so you have to make sure that if you have a lot of feminine energy, that you are aligning yourself with people who are going in the direction you want to go in. Otherwise, you'll be taken in a direction you're not interested in going in, and there's nothing you'll just find yourself somewhere like, oh, I didn't want to be here. But it's because you have to be really clear about what you're up to before you align yourself to someone who has a lot of external masculine power. It's just how it works. All right, you all. Have a beautiful day. For those of you who are mothers, honor yourself, and give thanks for our mothers who gave birth to us, our mothers and our grandmothers and our great grandmothers, and all of the ancestors who set up this frequency for us to be here now. My prayer is that we actually get to transform and heal so that we can actually live the lives that we are profoundly born to live. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Have a really beautiful day. Peace and blessings. Bye bye.